Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. It's your boy Fpl Josh. Hope everyone's having a good day. I certainly am, as it's that time of the week again. We've got deadline stream, so we're pretty much just going to go on about today, the transfers we've made, how the team's looking, normal stuff. You alright Fabio, how you doing? Just saying, we're going about the normal stuff, transfers, headaches. Thankfully for me, don't happen to have anyone like Reece James, who's injured. Which again, if everyone watches my Game Week 1 streams, which I know Fabio does, you would have clearly seen in pretty much every stream or video I said, I'm not going near James. I'm not touching James. I think he's probably going to get injured. But then, he wasn't injured after Game 1. Someone asked me yesterday, should I put James in? And at that moment I said, yeah, wait till we have deadline stream, which was sensible. Don't bring him in yet, wait till deadline. And that was pretty much the best advice I could give, and thankfully hopefully he's not brought him in out of furious, just bring him in, and obviously you won't have to bring him in now. Gusto I like as a pick, but again, no one take -4s this week, I wouldn't advise it. And my captain this week is Haaland. I think if I had Salah, I think it would probably still be on Haaland, because I just don't think Salah's going to do as well as Haaland this week, and I could see a trolling coming for Bournemouth really. I think Diaz is going to pop off, but I just don't know. Haaland's the safest captaincy, so I ain't going to go not Haaland. When's the best time to wildcard? There's not really a best time to wildcard. Normally it's between game week 6 to 9 for me, but then it really depends what your team looks like. I would not ever advise wildcarding any earlier than game week 6. Game week 6 is the minimum. Game week 6 onwards is the minimum time you wildcard. Any week, game week 6 onwards is normally okay. But sometimes I like to wait till like game week 7, 8, maybe 9. I think the best thing is to just reevaluate your team. Let's say, to be fair though, if your team gets absolutely hammered in the national break with injuries for national teams, and then come into game week 5, for example, okay, do you know what, I need to wildcard, then do it if you've got a load of injuries. But 5 would be the earliest at most. I wouldn't go any earlier than that. 5 for me, even that's a bit too early. 6 is probably the minimum, really. And I think if you don't need to wildcard at game week 6 or 7 or so on, don't do it. Save the wildcard for that point where you really need to wildcard. It's not one of those chips that you should just use just because you think you can get an upper hand on one game week. It's not really worth it. It's like, I always say it, people's like, oh, what about free hits this week? And I was like, I don't mind them because of the Bournemouth fixture, but then I looked back on it and I thought, you know what, it's not really worth me doing it. And to answer your question about Diaz, Fabio, I wouldn't captain Diaz. Diaz could get a 13-pointer, but Haaland is minimum going to get 1 return versus Newcastle at the minimum. And you could probably go and pop a double-digit haul again. And the thing is, if Luis Diaz does well, your rank goes up. But if you captain him and Haaland does well, your rank's plummeted. But if you captain Haaland and Luis Diaz does well, you're still going up a lot. So the safest bet is captain Haaland and not do Diaz. It's too risky, especially game week 2. You want to be very sensible for the first 30 weeks and just captain the sensible picks. If you had Salah, I'd say maybe Salah, but I wouldn't take any -4s to get Salah, and even if you captain him. I just think, yeah, Salah's had an okay week in training, but I think, yes, he might get a goal or he might get an assist. He'll probably get a goal and an assist. But then if Haaland gets a goal, there's not much between them, so the -4 is not really worth doing. Yeah, sure, but if you want to bet the team that's got the strong rank, the 26k rank, captain Haaland. And if you want to bet your other team, then yeah, go for a Diaz punt. But for me, I'd captain Haaland on both. I wouldn't be captaining Diaz. Even if it was for fun, it's doing well, so I wouldn't try and ruin it just for fun. Back on topic anyway, we're going to do quick fire questions to start off, and then we're going to talk more really in deep to the team. All I am going to say though before we start the quick fire questions is quick things is I'd say on injuries today as well. So obviously we've had Reece James has got a hamstring injury. We don't know how long he's out for. My advice for you lot, if you were thinking of going Reece James, then just go to Gusto instead. But just be careful on how you do it. Just be very careful, because yes, Reece James could be injured, but maybe only a couple of weeks. I've said he's very injury prone. He probably is going to be injured quite a bit this season, but we need to wait and see how long James is out for. Gusto should be the ideal replacement, and he's only 4 mil. Colwell is nailed, but I think Gusto's more attacking, so he's probably a better output at 4 mil, especially if he's going to be someone you're going to be playing. I think he could be very well, and he'd probably free you up another mil, but I'd be very cautious on what you're doing this week. For me, myself, I considered a -4. I'm not going to do a -4. I considered a -4 for Gabriel to Trent, but then I looked and I thought, you know, it's not worth the 3 mil. Yes, Trent could have a great week, but again, is it worth the 3 mil? No. Is it probably worth the -4? No, because if Gabriel starts, I'm kicking myself. And I only really want him for that Bournemouth game. I'm not going to want him after that. And it leaves me 3 mil in my bank to then move to, let's say, I want to go Alvarez game me 3 for Sheffield with Haaland, which I probably am going to do if I say Alvarez starts again this week. And then let's say I want to move Diaz out in the long run to Madison or Son. I've got the money to do it. So I think being sensible at the minute is the best way to go about it. I think Trent, I wouldn't touch this week. Isaac, I wouldn't touch this week. Rodri, I said it the other day. God knows why people are bringing in Rodri. I just don't get this. When you look at the transfers, why has Rodri been bought in by 400,000? Saka, I get, is stupid, and yeah, we haven't got him. Like, fine. I don't get why this many people's transferred out Stones. If you can bench him, I probably would have benched him. I'll say that. Isaac, yeah, again, don't get it. Rodri, don't get it. Chilwell, I get it. I'm a bit annoyed though because his ownership's gone up a lot. Stupid, and I get it. And Saka, I get it, but that's about it. God knows why people are transferring in Rodri and Isaac. And it's like Reece James has been transferred out with 340k now. But like, how many people bought in Reece James? 189k. People need to wait until we get news. Everyone rushes into transfers. Like, Saliba, I don't think that's really even worth it. Like, I just think people are knee-jerking for the sake of knee-jerking. And I don't think it's worth it. Like, if I look at the transfers, I bet you Gabriel's been transferred out a bit. 270k, right? But is there any reason I see him not starting at all? No. I think he's going to start. So I think, like, that 270k now, I've just literally boomed me in. Yeah, I know. Don't even go there. I've seen the disaster transfer. It was like 200k, wasn't it? Yeah, 255. Which, fine, but at the end of the day, he's 5 mil. You know, Colwell's 4.5, he's just as nailed. Disassy's a knee-jerk. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. But the thing is, Fabio, and I've said it, and I'm going to say it every week. Casual players, knee-jerk players in and knee-jerk players out. This is going to be the biggest mick take of the century at the end of the week. Because I guarantee you now, come the end of the week, when Rodri does bugger all, his crap, and he's back to his usual self, I reckon about 800,000 people are going to transfer him out. He's going to be the biggest transfer out player straight after the knee-jerk. Isaac, yeah, he's pretty much a long-term pick, fine. But I think, what's the point of knee-jerking into him for game week 2 when he's got Man City? Do I see him doing anything versus Man City? No. And then when he blanks, it's going to be the happiest moment of my life, because that's going to absolutely fly my ranks through the roof. And I think a lot of people are really not thinking. I'm annoyed that Chilwell's gone to 21% ownership, because I had him at like 11%. So that's a bit annoying. But I get it, because he played phenomenal. Pedro's gone up, I don't surprise it's been transferred in. But I think with Diaby, I like him still, but I think people may have missed the boat a bit, depending on how he plays versus Burnley. Ake, again, I just don't get why people are bringing in City defenders and City midfielders when you don't know they're nailed. Rodri's nailed. Is Ake 100% nailed? Maybe not. Especially with Ruben Diaz back, and Porte's back, you know, Ake's not nailed. Rico Lewis isn't nailed, which is why I've not started him. And we're not going to get any news to say Rico Lewis starts, and I just think it's going to be a troll where Gabriel starts. I can just see it coming. And I just don't get it, because for me, I think actually Gabriel is going to start this game. I actually think Arteta's going to pull a blinder. What I'm going to say is I saw De Serbi comment in press conference saying he was going to make a lot of changes to the team, and he was going to experiment with some things for game week 1. So I'm hoping that doesn't mean we get, let's say, a João Pedro bench or a Matoma bench or a March bench for people. You know, it could be anyone maybe being benched or a new formation. It could be anything, so I wouldn't transfer anyone out based on that, but it's still a bit annoying. But apart from that, we're doing alright. Just hoping for a decent week this week. But yeah, I just can't believe the Rashford transfers. I really don't get why so many people have decided to transfer Rashford out. It makes no sense. Let me just have a drink and answer that question for you. Right, sorry about that, boys. I've got a bit of a sore throat lately. Right, thoughts on Sanchez transfer later on? Yeah, I like Sanchez. I'll answer that now. I wouldn't even mind, as long as it's a free transfer. I have to say, because I know what Fabio was like with his minus fours, then I wouldn't mind bringing Sanchez in this week. I do think Sanchez will be the nail keeper now, because apparently there's rumours that Kepa might be leaving, I think, isn't there? I believe. Yeah, I think Kepa's, yeah, by the looks of it, it's probably going. But I think Sanchez, yeah, should be playing week in, week out. He's not that high owned, to be honest. Is he about 5%? So he's not a bad player to pick later on. But I think if you are going to put another Chelsea defender in, and you've already got a Nana and Turner, which I know you have, Fabio, then for me, personally, no. With your goalkeeper situation, I don't really like goalkeeper transfers. I think he's a good pick, but I think I'd prefer probably a Chelsea defender transfer, like maybe a Colwill or a Gusto. Even Disasi is a better pick, and God knows why many people are bringing him in. God knows. He has one good week and everyone knee-jerks him in. It's like ridiculous. I'm happy with the team so far. We are going to have we've got another hour and 45-minute stream, so it's going to be a great stream today. We're still waiting on Slay though. Be nice when Slay actually gets in here. How you been today anyway, Fabio? You been busy? See if we can get Slayer. But yeah. We're having an okay week ourselves. But I'm assuming you've been busy. You normally are, Mr. I take 10 tests a day. Serious notes though. Still trying to wait on some news. It's quite interesting though. There's some very interesting picks going on. So I'm still trying to see kind of what the waters are looking like on Twitter right now. 200 points in transfer school. Yeah, exactly, Fabio. So exactly what I'm going to say to you, because you had a stupid first season. Don't take -4s this year. Don't take any -4s until literally necessary. So I just won't take any -4s unless I agree with you. Because just not taking those -4s and leaving your team 99% of the time is a lot better than taking the -4s. There's no need to keep taking -4s. Last year was a bit awkward with some of the games being, obviously, because of the Queen's death, being postponed and then moved and then this and that, and obviously that did make a few spanners go in the works when we had a lot of people blanking and then playing the double game week and whatnot. That did throw spanners in the work last year, which is why I get some of the -4s last year. But I think this year the season should be sound. We shouldn't have any problems. We shouldn't really have any games missing out, and we shouldn't have any games postponed really. We'll have the normal games for the cups, and that's going to be about it. And then we move to a double game week anyway, so really I don't see anything too bad going this year. And I'm quite happy with the first game week. 80 points is more than a good enough start. I think if I could even replicate that 80 points again game week 2, I think I'd be over the moon. But that would literally require Martinelli and Saka returning again, which, to be honest, should be more than capable of doing that. But I do believe the Arsenal game is on the Monday, which is a bit unfortunate, yeah. But we have got the Liverpool game on Saturday, haven't we? Yeah, we've got the Liverpool game tomorrow. So if Diaz can pull what Diaz normally can pull and get like a 13-pointer, then great. Haaland does, I reckon, 10 points minimum. So, well, 9 points with the bonus, sorry. So there's our 18. Haaland's going to get a goal at the minimum and bonus points. Joe Pedro should get a return versus Wolves, considering Brighton, I think, are at home. And obviously, I believe Saka, obviously Martin I've just said should do well. Gabriel I think starts. Shaw should do well. I expect a clean sheet from Turner tonight, which will give me a decent start to the week. And to be honest with you, the team's just very template and just looks very strong. Apart from Diaz, there's no reason this team doesn't do well. Yeah, I know. To be honest with you, Fabio, I had one of my worst seasons last year. I wasn't proud of that season compared to my other seasons of top 6Ks, top 10s, top 25s, so on. I wasn't very happy about it, to be honest, but at the end of the day, sometimes you have a bad season, and it does happen. Points last season, game week 2. Yeah, I don't know what I was like. I think I had 70 game week 1 last year, 69. It wasn't very good. And then game week 2 I got 70 something, so I have a slightly a better start than last year. I think if I can get about 80 points game week 2, I'd be very pleased with that. What I'm saying is, people normally win FPL with an average score of about 65 a week. So if you can average 70 points a week, then you're doing ridiculously well. And that's without the triple captains and your bench boosts. If they do well, then yeah, you're flying. You have to get them on the nose as well. And I think that's what people don't realise. There's 15% of the game, 20% of the game, let's say, you watch FPL videos, lives, and take the game very seriously and put the template in, yeah? But then you've got that other 80% of the game who put players like Varane in, Rodri in and whatnot, who go and get 13, 14 pointers game week 1. Which is why these people who just copy YouTubers' teams don't win the game, because you've got to remember there's that other 80% who pick completely different teams. I think to win FPL, you've got to be smart, you've got to be different, and you've got to play the game the way you want to play it. And I think sometimes people just come on and think, oh yeah, I'll copy this person, I'll copy AI does this for me, and I'm going to go on my rants again because it's true, it's ridiculous. It's I don't mind if anyone copies my team or my players, but what does annoy me is if you chose to copy my team or my transfers that I've chose to do, and they don't pay off, respectively, don't come in my Twitter, which some people have done, and start moaning at me and telling me it was my fault they had a bad game week, all because they copied my picks. I give you my best opinion on who you should transfer in, who should start, who you should captain, who's the best players for the game week, and that's all I can do. Like I've said, FPL's luck. That other 70%'s luck, that 30% I can control what happens, and that's about it. Right, bench 1, Foden, Diaby, Rashford or Martinelli. That's hard though. I wouldn't just bang on say Foden straight away though, because with De Bruyne injured, Foden should start, but God, that's a hard one. For me, it's between Foden and Rashford. Yeah. I'd bench Foden, yeah. Probably bench Foden. I'm assuming you would pick Saka, so yeah, I'd probably bench Foden. Yeah. I don't like questions like that sometimes, because that's a bit of a hard one. Foden could easily do well, but based off fixtures, Diaby, Rashford, Martinelli and Saka, I'm assuming the other one should be fine. Foden might get a couple points, maybe an assist, but those other ones should do better. And assuming we play well, Rashford should do absolutely fine versus Spurs. Wolves just had a really good game the other week. I did think we played piss poor, but Wolves had a good game, so at the end of the day, I can't complain too much. But yeah, no, I'll probably go Foden, Roki. That's probably what I... Also, if no one's liked the stream yet, if anyone can like the stream, that's greatly appreciated, because it gets the streams up on the algorithms and whatnot, which gets more people in here, which is greatly appreciated. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think my top picks this week are Salah, Diaz. Mainly Salah, because obviously if you can get Salah in, just get him in. But my other top pick would be Diaz, and that's for the Liverpool games. If you're going for differentials this week, I'm going to probably get a lot of criticism for saying this, but if you want a differential this week and you're saying, okay, maybe I want to transfer out Kevin De Bruyne this week, and you don't mind having a 1 week punt this week and moving him to a Spurs player game week 3 or Chelsea, I would go Gibbs White. Just because they have Sheffield United, they're at home, he's on penalties, literally I think he's on all the set pieces. There's no reason he doesn't do very well, and he's only 6 mil. He's 6 mil. He could do very well, which is why I don't mind him as a pick. But at the same time, don't be taking -4s. Don't be taking -4s. I'll say it to everyone. Just try not to take -4s. It's the one thing I just don't like doing, and I advise everyone against it. It's most of the time the outcome is not worth the -4. Because in the long run, that player might have a bad fixture, you bring him out for -4 for that player 1 week and he does well. But then in the long run, that player does even better than that player, so the -4 was pointless. Which is why I don't touch -4s. And I think we're okay with Foden, keep him next week as well. If I need one player to do well, it's Son. You've got Son still, haven't you, Fabio? Yeah. I've got a good feeling he might not necessarily do something this week. But I just think, in the long run, I said it from the start, from game week 3 and onwards, those fixtures are just too good for Son not to do well. You know, you've got Luton, you've got Luton, at least in Borrow then. Luton, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. I don't know who else was in the mix. I think it was West Ham or something. There's some really good fixtures. Really good fixtures for Spurs. And there's no reason. I'll tell you what, I can check actually, because I've got Udogie in my bench. There's no reason they don't do well. I'm sure they've got a really good... Oh no, they haven't got Luton. Ignore what I've just said. It's Bournemouth, Burnley and Sheffield. I don't know why I thought they had Forest. I'm thinking of Chelsea's fixtures. Yeah, I'm thinking of Chelsea's fixtures, my bad. That's literally why I just said West Ham and all that. But yeah, I like the Spurs fixtures a lot. I think Bournemouth, Burnley and Sheffield, they're great fixtures. Arsenal, I wouldn't put it past them to do well. Liverpool, again, it's Spurs and Liverpool, that could be a high scoring game. And then he's got Luton. I just think the fixtures speak for themselves for Tottenham, and I don't think the fixtures are bad. Because then after that crappy run here, he has Luton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Wolves, Villa's fine, Chelsea's okay, Man City, West Ham, Newcastle, okay, that's and then it's Nottingham Forest. But that's me looking long term, assuming Son don't get injured. I don't really get why Udogie's still like really low owned. I don't get that, because game week 3 he's going to do very well and he's definitely going to be starting for me. Udogie's starting for me game week 3. If I get news Rico Lewis starts, I'll start him versus Sheffield United, because I don't like this Fulham fixture for Arsenal. Quite frankly, I don't like Newcastle, but I don't like West Ham either. So I'd probably bench a Stupinan versus West Ham, because I wouldn't put it past West Ham to score. And I'd back Rico Lewis and Udogie to do better, assuming they both start. Another pick I'd say is probably Turner's going to be an okay pick in the long run. He's just a bench option, but I just like that Burnley fixture for Forest as well. And that's game week 5. Assuming they're at home, then obviously I'll run it. If not, I'll play Onana. Onana's got a nice fixture on though. Spurs is okay, but obviously I'm going to play Turner. Nottingham Forest I like. Arsenal, Brighton obviously I can play Turner. Then I'll play for Burnley, Crystal Palace. And Brentford, Sheffield, and there's obviously a good fixture again here. There's no reason Onana's not going to be my main goalkeeper this season. I don't think Onana's going to leave my team the whole season, just because he was absolutely phenomenal the other week. He's a brilliant keeper. He kept us in that game by far. He got 9 points, he got a clean sheet, he got 6 saves, and he got a bonus point. If that's not a great game first time around for a keeper, I don't know what is. He was just very, very good. What I would say, boys, is the only time I am considering a -4, and I'm going to say it, and probably the only -4 I'm going to be doing within the first 8 weeks, assuming there's no injuries, is game week 3. I'm going to be bringing a Chelsea midfielder and a Spurs midfielder in on a -4. Now, Rashford isn't going to leave my team game week 3, but if he's still crap after game week 3 and we're looking poor, then I am going to sell him. Also, I'm selling Martinelli or Saka. Probably, actually no, I'll sell Martinelli game week 3, I reckon. And I'll also sell Joe Pedro game week 3. But that's either going to be a Chelsea striker or a City striker in Alvarez, because that Sheffield United fixture's way too good not to target. And with Haaland at 100% ownership, you've got to find other ways. Rico Lewis has gone up a little bit, surprisingly. If he starts again, if he starts at Sheffield, Fulham, West Ham and Forest, if he's actually a nailed starter, I'll start him week in, week out. I'll start him here, here and here, because I expect clean sheets in all of them. So I get news he's starting, I'll start in each of them. He offers attacking returns as well. How is your current team looking anyway, Roku, in total? Is it looking any good? Or is it just okay? But yeah, we'll see how we do. See how we do. You gotta go, Fabio. All right, mate. Have a good one. We've got another we've got another hour and a half to kill anyway. So it's not like you're going to be missing much. We're going to be just chilling. Just going to chill for a bit. Man. It's quite fun, to be honest. It's quite amusing though, if I'm being completely honest with you, with how terrible this week he's probably going to go now. I've said it's going to be an 80-point week. Okay, I can see it going absolutely spot on out. I've said it's going to be a good week. You see it coming though, to be honest with you. You just know. You go, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a nice 80-point week again. It's going to be a great week, and then all of a sudden, Chelsea don't keep a clean sheet. Brighton don't keep a clean sheet. Rashford gets a yellow card and gets a 1-pointer. Martinelli doesn't do anything. Saka blanks. Diaz does okay. Haaland does okay. Pedro does well. Matoma blanks. You just know it's going to be one of them weeks. No, God help nothing like that happens. But bloody Nora, I'd be fuming if it did. Turner should get a clean sheet though, so it should be a nice 6-point start. Assuming Turner, James, and Stuplan keep a clean sheet, was 18 points there. Gabriel starts as a clean sheet properly, so 24. No, Matoma did well and got a return. Joe Pedro got a return. Saka got a 10-pointer with a goal again. Haaland did alright and got a 10-pointer, there's 20. Luis Diaz got, let's say, 2 points and Rashford got 2 points, there's 81 points there. Then if Diaz and Rashford both got a return as well, you're talking about 90. But this is assuming it's a perfect week. I get all clean sheets, I get bonus points, I get returns, I get everything. It would have to be a ridiculously good week, and I just don't think that's going to happen. We would have to get very lucky for something like that to happen. But hey, it could happen. It's really just going to depend on how the week goes and how teams play. Obviously, we'll have to see how we go. But like I said before, I'm quite confident with this week, so we should be okay.
I don't know that.
With the way my Alexa's just gone off. Right. Now we're looking at the time. Got an hour and a half. Okay, I say we're going to look through some Twitter now. Just see what Twitter's saying. There's a lot of rumours going around on Twitter, by the way, boys, so just be careful. Oh well, X as they call it now, but I'm still going to call it Twitter because at the end of the day it's Twitter. I don't care what anyone says, it's Twitter. I'm not going to beat around the bush. What's the meaning of the deal with the stupid one? Hold on, okay, I'm checking this because why are people leaking a stupid rumours that he's injured when literally De Zerbi says in the press conference he's fine? Bloody Nora. Why do people feel the need to try and ruin the game for everyone else and mess everyone's head around by spreading absolute BS on Twitter? It really does my head in. It really does. It pisses me off. Like, don't spread BS. Oh my lord, that's quite funny. That someone's made up a fake account just to say Salah's injured. It's hilarious. It's quite funny though. Best place start home start to one of the relegation opponents, 6-point game. Leagues are only like team is getting unbearable more and more every season. All okay, well that juicy flavour. Oh look, Turner and Gibbs White start. What a shocker! I'm so shocked. I really couldn't predict that. I really couldn't predict Turner and Gibbs White starting. Really, I'm so shocked. I was going to play Onana, but I'm not. I'm playing Turner. Someone tells me to play Turner, so I'm playing Turner. Oh, well, we're going to have some leaks. This is great, though. This ain't great. Still waiting. I don't really believe there's going to be any leaks today. I can't see any leaks. Apart from the fact that Gibbs White and what's it starting then. I can't really see it. This week, yeah, we would know that. No leak. Yeah, I've never wanted to say leak, not the first team should use that information. Effectively cheating, in my opinion. More and more about being a stronger mention about team leaks. Why do people just feel the need to act like this? Yeah, this is quite funny though, some of the Twitter stuff. Oh man. Oh look, another leak. Oh look, Turner, Gibbs White and Tyrone Awoniyi starts. Apart from the Tyrone Awoniyi thing, shocker. I knew that. I think like everyone's starting Turner this week. I thought I was getting away with a decent pick, but it seems everyone's starting Turner, which is a bit annoying. I thought I was getting away with something. But he will bring me a rank game because he's only like 15% owned, so yeah, this is interesting. This is going to be a funny week. I can see it coming. Oh man. Leaks at 6:35 PM, that'd be funny. So full quiz. Yeah. Apparently Baldock might not start. Wow, it's going to destroy my whole FPL week if I know Baldock doesn't start. I don't even have him on my team. And I don't understand why people are whinging. Baldock isn't going to get a clean sheet anyway. So I don't understand why anyone's even considering starting him. It's quite funny though. I do find it very amusing that a lot of people are going to be whinging about certain leaks, but at the end of the day, if I would advise everyone in this chat now and everyone on the live, avoid Twitter. Just avoid Twitter for this deadline. There's so much BS going around on there. Don't believe anyone saying a Stupidan's got an injury because he hasn't deserved it and he's fine. Don't believe any news that Salah ain't started. Some BS. Apologies, Knob started a rumour. And also, ignore Baldock. If you are starting Baldock, ignore the leaks. There's rumours he doesn't start, but I don't think he will not start, but he's not going to get a clean sheet anyway, so I won't worry about it. And you have to start and do it, but don't expect a clean sheet. Just for me, stay off Twitter for today. Just, yeah, leave it be. People are being utter arses on there and leaking random stuff that isn't even true. Just need to say that now. But yeah. Ah man, this is fun. This is so fun today. I know it's quieter because obviously deadline as well, which is fine. This is quite fun though, to be honest. It's quite interesting though to see how many people are putting BS leaks out today. I really don't get it. Really, really don't get it. It's one of them though, isn't it? It's one of them. It really is. It is quite amusing though when you have people posting all this rubbish and people actually believe it. Which, at the end of the day, it's their own fault. If you want to believe that a stupid man's injured and you want to believe some nonsense you hear on Twitter, then carry on. Because I certainly am not going to be believing anything like that. Especially with all the nonsense going on lately as well. By the way, I'm going to say something now, boys. I'm expecting Ollie Watkins to have a massive performance this week, so I am fairly worried about Watkins affecting my rank. Yeah, it's the one player I can see just doing absolute bits and absolutely destroying me this week, which could be a bit annoying. We will have to see though. It's really going to be dependent on how things go. I do expect Diaby to do well this week. I also, obviously, like I just said, expect Watkins to do very well. I expect Villa to keep a clean sheet versus Burnley. Was it Burnley or have they got Everton this week? Everton. Yeah, Everton's first, aren't they? I believe, yeah. I think it's Everton first, yeah. I expect Villa to keep a clean sheet anyway. I think it is Everton, yeah. Yeah, it is Everton, because I was talking about Villa's record and how Watkins normally scores goals and whatnot versus Everton, so... Yeah, anyway. Back on subject. If anyone's got any questions you want to get in the chat, get them in now. We are going to be live for another hour and like 20 minutes, so we can literally do team reviews. We can talk transfers, whatever you want to do. We'll get everything in today. I'm still checking Twitter leaks, but I'm not going to be on it talking about any nonsense that's on there at the minute because there is some right nonsense on Twitter right now and it's just absolutely excruciatingly painful to listen to this utter Twitter nonsense 24/7. It really is. So when I have to sit and listen to it, it's a bit annoying. But hey, it's one of them. It is one of them. Oh man. It's quite amusing sometimes. Well, literally nothing's going to plan today. We're having no leaks, nothing. Everything's just not going to go to plan, is it? Which is fine. Fair enough. It can happen. Sometimes we get absolutely no leaks. I'm not expecting a lot of weeks, to be honest with you. I'll have to see. Very interesting. Very interesting. It does seem everyone's still spreading an absolute BS or stupid rumour, which is quite funny. I find it absolutely hilarious. If I'm being completely honest, why people feel the need to spread absolute BS rumours. I don't think we're going to have any leaks on Twitter, to be honest with you. But we'll have to see. Oh man. See if we get any Gabriel leaks. What about leaks? Arsenal game. Oh my life. This is great. Well, still waiting, boys, man. We might get some leaks, but it's not looking good at the minute. I was hoping for Gabriel leaks, but I didn't think we really were going to get Arsenal leaks. If I'm being completely honest, just based off everything in general. It's amusing, to be honest. It really is amusing. What I'm going to say is, let's get back to talking the team, right? We're going to talk the team predictions this week. So I'm going to get my predictions out now, and we're going to talk predictions. So, my first predictions this week are first prediction this week, we have got Martinelli down as a 6-point prediction for this week. So I'm expecting a assist, 2 points and a bonus point for Martinelli this week. For Saka, I'm expecting a goal, 2 bonus points and 2 points. So I'm expecting 9 points for Saka. Rashford, I've got him down as an assist, a bonus point and 2 points. So I've got Rashford down at a 6-pointer for this week. I've got Diaz down as a goal and an assist. So I've currently got Diaz down as a 13-pointer with bonus for this week's. I've got Matoma down as an assist and no bonus, so just the 5-pointer. I've got Joe Pedro down as a goal, and I've got him down as 3 bonus points as well, so I expect a 9-pointer for Joe Pedro. I've got Stupinan down as a clean sheet and an assist, and 2 bonus points, so should be an 11-pointer. I've got Gabriel down if he starts as a clean sheet and a bonus point, so 7 points. I've got Chilwell down as a clean sheet, a goal and a bonus point. So I've got actually Chilwell down this week at a 15-pointer, which is a bit brave. I've got Turner down as a clean sheet and a bonus point, so 7 points. I've got Anana down as 4 points. I've got Rico Lewis down as 2 points. Udogi down as 1 point. And Mibamba down as no points for the minute for predictions. And then if we're going to go on Odegaard predictions, I predict Odegaard to get a 2-point this week. I predict Havertz to get a goal this week, so just normal 6-pointer. I expect clean sheets for Arsenal just in general. If Arsenal don't get a clean sheet, then I don't know what's going to happen for this week. It's going to be a bit interesting. I expect Eze to be getting a 4-pointer, 2 points and 2 bonus points for Crystal Palace. I don't expect him to get a return, but I expect him to be doing very well, just to get a couple bonus points. It's going to be a very interesting week though. I do think for me, like I've said, Arsenal win that game 2-0. Saka goal, Havertz goal, Martinelli assist, and then someone else assist. It ain't going to be Odegaard though, he's sitting too deep for me. And based off them point predictions, he's predicted 2 points, so I'm not really liking Odegaard. And if we're talking Spurs assets, I've got Richarlison down as a goal this week, 6-pointer. I've got Man United down as no clean sheet, and I've got, obviously, Spurs down as no clean sheet. I've got Anana down as 4 points because I expect a lot of save points, but I just think Turner outperforms him on the points this week. There's no reason he doesn't. Should be getting a clean sheet all day of the week there. Should be getting some save points, so should be an okay day for Turner tonight. I do think we have got to keep an eye on Maddison as well. I haven't got Maddison in, and he's on my watch list. I haven't got Nicholas Jackson in. I do think Nicholas Jackson, like I said to everyone, game week 1, I didn't put him in my team because I just thought he was a wait and see. And I think when someone's a wait and see, and you don't know how they're going to perform in the Premier League, it's just very sensible not to touch them game week 1 and just see how they do game week 2. I think the long term, Jackson's going to be very good. But I just thought when I looked at it in the short term, it really wasn't worth it. So I was just being quite sensible about it, to be honest. It's really just being chilled on my transfers and watch what I do. We'll have to see how we do this week, though. I'm hoping I can replicate last week, though. I really am hoping I can replicate last week, as I would be very, very pleased with an 80-pointer. I mean, if we could beat last week's score, which is very doubtful, we beat last week's score. I mean, if we matched it, that'd be great. But again, it's hard to match an 80-point week for game week 1. It's quite a good score for game week 1, so I was very pleased with it. But I'm just hoping that teams can show a bit more this week. If Rashford would have got a goal, he would have got the bonus points and whatnot, we would have had 90 points, so I was a bit disappointed that Rashford didn't get a goal. But at the same time, Wan-Bissaka played really well. He more than deserved that 11-pointer. Varane more than deserved the 14 points. So, and if you had Varane, you had let's say Wan-Bissaka, you had Rodri, you had Isaac, you had Haaland, you had all these players, and Leno and whatnot, you would be looking like a 150-point week, and then you could have wildcard game week 2. And that probably wouldn't surprise me if someone ended up doing that, but I didn't. Hi Tanuki, bro. How you doing, mate? Long time since you've been in there. It's nice to see you've made a deadline stream today. You can all just excuse me, so I'm just going to grab the charger, but yeah, no, it's nice to see you, Tanuki, mate. How you doing, pal? How's your game week 1 go? Because I didn't get an update from you in the Discord, so